Hey, what's going on, you guys? My name is Nightbringer, but you can call me Night. I have a new little sprite named Sid. They, them pronouns for them, please. Anyway, I have a new series. This is sort of a second try to literally my last few videos, but like, hey, I've improved since then, so why not show it off a little? Anyway, this is part 1 of 2 of the first arc ThunderClan drawings. Basically, this video is me talking about my opinion or what I think of the cat and my design/drawing process with the speed paint behind it. As always, warning for flashing lights, and I think I talk a little about future arcs and stuff. So if you don't want any spoilers, I suggest clicking off this video. Bye! See you next time. Also, I drew a lot of these characters in like the beginning of July this year and redrew them like 2 weeks ago. I just wanted to redraw the ones I wasn't really happy with before making them, or before making this video. Also, heads up, the reason I wrote like them or the name of the character in the corner is because I needed to keep track of like which way the canvas was like supposed to be when I was flipping it, so because I was flipping it a lot. Anyway, Firestar, he is the first character that I drew for this. I was really figuring out my style when I was first drawing him. I used like this old style that I had for him. I first made when I was remaking the book covers, and I came back a while later, a couple months, wanting to redraw him to make him a little taller, more saturated, more highlighter orange. I really like my new design for him. I really like how bright it is. I really like his character too, but I find him very overrated, which I know is expected since he's, you know, Firestar. But like, I don't know, you know? He's very generic, but I also like his morals, and I like how he kind of like passed his follow your heart thing to Squirrelflight. So yeah. I do not like Graystip. He's like so disloyal, and he couldn't even stay for his kids when he left everything for. Then he was made deputy for like no reason besides White Storm's delirious death speech, and being Firestar's best friend. He had an awful character arc in my opinion. Then he left Squirrelflight when she needed him most, then came back and was like treated like a hero. Like, what did he even do? You know, what did he do to like deserve that? Anyway, I hated the old design that I made for him, so I remade it. I thought his tail looked too matted and his eyes looked kind of weird. Also, his colors had no like colors in them. You know what I mean? Like, okay, he was gray. He is gray. His name's Graystip, but with like art and stuff, I feel like, especially with colors like white or black or gray, you really want to like add a slight color to them so that they have a color in them. I know it's very hard to explain, but when I when I first drew him, I felt like he was just plain gray. So when I redrew him, I made him more of like an orangey yellow gray. So that was why I changed it. Also, I gave him the mane that I feel like he would have. Ravenpaw. I have no opinion on Ravenpaw. I just think he's a good character. He's a good representation of the queer community, of what little that we have. I was gonna redraw him, but I kind of like my old drawing for him, and I decided not to mess with it. I really like Sandstorm, but I just wish her character was more focused on her, and she wasn't just like Firestar's mate as much as she's shown in both the books and the fandom. I really liked her in the Apprentice's Quest though. I really liked that. Her character and her personality was shown. I liked how we got to see her as like an older cat in that book. And I feel like her death was very rewarding and like sort of I feel like how I think she would want to die. I feel like she wouldn't want to just die stuck in the medicine den or stuck in the Elder's Den. My first design for her was really weird. Like I don't even know what I was going for. I don't know like what was like, I don't even know like what I don't like about it. I just don't like it. So I redid her to look more confident and sure of herself, as well as brightened up her colors a bit. I also made her face fur look a bit more like leaf pools, which you'll see in a later video. But I really like my redraw of her. I think it looks a bit too much like Firestar. Like, I feel like their silhouettes could easily be considered the same cat, but I feel like both fit into the same category of like body type. You know what I mean? I quite like Duskpelt, but not really the start of his relationship with Ferncloud, as I hope we all do. I know that's like a weird part of the first series, but you know. When I was drawing him at first, I really liked how he turned out, and then after looking at him for a few weeks, I thought his colors were a bit too dark, a bit too brown, not so gray. I feel like he's like a gray-brown cat. Like when I think dust, I think gray. So I wanted to make him look a bit dustier. I redrew him with lighter colors, and I made him look a bit older and grumpier by giving him gray hairs and like a scowl and stuff. Bluestar. I love Bluestar. I love her Super Edition. I love her downfall as a leader and watching her descent into madness. She's so cool. Like, her character arc from start to finish is like my everything. I love Bluestar so much. I really like how we got a character, even just in the first series, who we did get to see like her like mental health decline, and I know that's not a good thing, but like it was super cool how it was portrayed, and I would love to see, I know this will never happen, but I'd love to see like not a Super Edition, but what is it called? I forget what they're called. They're literally on my shelf, but I can't see. I would love to see like a little side book of like a 100-page thing of, oh my god, what are those called? I don't know what they're called. Anyway, I'd love to see like a quick 100-page thing of like her perspective of from the beginning of Tiger Star's betrayal or Tiger Claw's betrayal to her death. I just feel like that'd be really cool to see, and like her distrust in StarClan. When I was first drawing her, I really liked how I drew her, but I felt like she was too blue, and I know that's kind of weird, but like I wanted to make her a bit more gray, and a bit more regal looking, so I did just that with my redraw of her. Even though she is very blue, she is a lighter blue, which I feel like fits her a bit better than my old design. Lionheart is a really good character, especially in Bluestar's Prophecy. He's so kind and strong, and I love his children, and I wish we saw more of his relationship with Frostfur in the first series. I feel like he would have been a good character to be Fireheart's spiritual guide instead of Spotted Leaf. When I was first drawing him, I was really inspired by the Warrior Cats animated design for him, and I wanted to base my design off of that. I didn't redraw him because I was really proud of my old design for him. I made his body like stance and design as much of a lion as I could while still getting away with him being like looking like a house cat, as all these cats like have the body for. I love White Storm so much. He's such a genuinely nice guy. I did in fact cry when he was sad after Snowfur died. I love Draconator's Red Tail and White Storm PMV about Thistleclaw, and I honestly believe that would be a pretty sick way for his dad to go. Also, I know the drama with him, with his mates, but I'll talk about that, and what I think about all of that in part 2 when I get to Brindleface and Willowbelt. I wanted to give him a very Thistleclaw-esque look while still giving him like the sweetness of Snowfur, and I feel like I kind of made his body a bit more Bluestar looking, even though I know she's his aunt, but you know, I wanted to incorporate that. I despise Tigerstar the First, as I think most people in this do when they see like him as a villain. However, I do think he was one of the more tame villains in Warrior Cats, at least compared to the other villains in the series. Yeah, he like murdered, okay, this is gonna sound like bad, but like, yeah, he murdered some guys, but like, he did so little compared to characters like Darktail, or Ashfur, or Mapleshade, or, well, Mapleshade kind of, but, you know, he did so little compared, like, Thistleclaw. Thistleclaw, I feel like, is such a, not better, but like, can be considered more of a villain than Tigerstar. I don't know. He's just very generic as a character, and I wish he had more of like a motive for being evil than just like, oh, I don't like kitty pets and my dad left me, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like, I don't know. I don't know, he's pretty basic. Also, I wish we could have seen his relationship with Leopard Fur, I think her name is. I wish we could have seen their relationship a bit more, and I wish we could have seen like his mental spiral down into being evil. The first design I made for him, I felt like showed nothing of his character or his like anything at all, really. It was an old design for him that I had. I just redrew it with him running, but even that I felt like he looked stiff. So after I redrew Bramblestar, I redrew Tigerstar to look more like him while also staying true to his personal character. Redtail! I've had a design for Redtail for a while now that I really, really like. So I just redrew it for this, kind of like I did for my first Firestar drawing. But after a few months, I kind of got sick of it and wanted to redraw it. I absolutely love my design for him now, though, so I'm happy, you know. I feel like it looks a lot more like the character, and, you know. I have mixed feelings on the character of Redtail, though, especially since we've gotten so little content from him. To be fair, I haven't read Redtail's Debt yet, but from what I hear, it's like pretty disappointing and untrue to the main series. Of course, I believe he's a trans male. I love that theory so much. Also, no one can tell me Sandstorm's parents, or real parents, aren't running wind in Redtail. I know there's like zero proof of this, but I just love this theory so much. I love the idea that Squirrelflight got her floofy redness from Redtail and Leafpool got like kind of her looks a little from Running Wind. I have mixed feelings on Spotted Leaf. For one, I think Redtail or Lionheart should have taken her place as spiritual guide for Fireheart in the first series. Then her love for him kind of came out of nowhere. I like her a lot more in Super Editions and stuff, specifically Bluestar's Prophecy, but not Firestar's Quest. I think I like the fandom's view of her more than I like her actual character, kind of like how I feel about Nightcloud. However, I am yet to read Spootlelef's heart, so I guess I can't judge her too hard yet. And don't worry, I'm aware of the horrors in that book. I quite liked the first design I made for her. I really wanted to make her orange and Redtail red, but after a while I realized she was hardly even spotted, like her design that I made for her. So I redrew her to make her look a bit more like how I see her in the fandom, not so much as in the books. Smudge! Yes, I included Smudge. I know this is a weird place to put him in a video, but this is the order that I drew them in. I have no real thoughts on Smudge, to be honest. He was there at the beginning, and I haven't read anything yet where he shows up again, besides the first arc. Also, I know he's in Firestar's Quest, but I haven't read that yet. Anyway, when I first drew him, I didn't like his design or how I drew his body. He looked stiff and like he couldn't be bent, like it looked like he shouldn't be bending like that. So I redrew him and I gave him the loaf treatment. I love Longtail so much. He was my favorite character for most of the time when I first read the series. Like all the way up to I think like A Vision of Shadows. He was my favorite character. Even though he had so much wasted potential, I really liked the character that we got. And I really liked the character that we as fans have squeezed out of him. The first time I drew him, I was taking inspiration from a drawing of him I had done like a week or so before. I gave him pretty long fur, but I don't really see him having that long of fur. I don't even know why I drew him with long fur in the first place. So when I redrew him, I made sure to make him look long, large and in charge, but still keep his overall stance confident while keeping the fluidity of his character. Also, yes, I love Yellow Longtail. He's my boy. Oh, and also the first little sketch at the beginning was a drawing my sister did. We were on a plane when I first drew this, and she wanted to play with my Apple Pen for a second. Same with that little text about the condition. We were on a plane with a screaming baby. Yellowfang. Like most fans, I really liked Yellowfang in the first arc, but I detest her in the rest of the series. I loved her Super Edition, but besides that, she's so, like, annoying. She's pushy, she's dishonest, and instead of, like, taking the blame for her mistakes, she gets angry or embarrassed. However, I was mid-Yellowfang secret when I drew this, so I was going off that Yellowfang, which is personally the Yellowfang I like a lot more. I made her very thick in this drawing, and fluffy. There isn't much to say about my design process, to be honest. I gave her small ears and then a mustache. I didn't redraw her because I liked how she looked the first time. I think Frostfur could have been a really cool character to explore in the first arc. Like I said, I wish we could have seen more of her relationship with Lionheart when we had the time. At the beginning of the year when I first attempted this project, I drew Frostfur all battle-scarred because I thought the headcanon of a badass Frostfur was super cool. However, for this, I decided to keep her more fancy and made her look like Rarity from My Little Pony a bit by accident. But hey, I love how I did her. I love how I did her neck floof, so that's one thing going for her. CinderpeCRASH. For a while, CinderpeCRASH was one of my favorite characters. For some reason, I wasn't sad, like, at all when she died. I think I was so wrapped up in the Crowpool romance that I didn't realize how big of a deal it was. For her design, I made her look as round as I could. I made her Heimlich look a bit cartoony. Overall, I really like her finished design. When I was drawing her, I was thinking, what details could I put in CinderpeCRASH that I could also hide in Cinderheart? I guess you'll have to wait and see what those similarities are, or you can go check them out on my Instagram, or Twitter, or X, or whatever it's called. Just a little plug. I love my design for Brackenstar. For a while, he was my favorite out of all the cats I'd drawn so far. I love how bright and happy he looks, which is why I didn't redraw him when I was redrawing the early cats. I love his character too. Just like Longtail, Brackenstar had so much wasted potential. Where's Brackenstar when we need him? Thornclaw. I'm not the biggest Thornclaw fan. His conservativeness hits too close to like real life, and his relationship with Blossomfall is a little weird. I know they're both consenting adults, but I have a bad history with age gaps, and seeing it in Warrior Cats is just like, it's weird. I read Warrior Cats to escape reality. He's always quick to a fight and is a lot like Bramblestar and Bumblestripe, two of my least favorite characters in the entire series. I gave him the Frostfur hair as well, by the way. Brightfart. Like most people, I love Brightfart. I do wish she stood up for herself more and took more credit, like, for her achievements, and, like, her growth, but I guess she's great besides that. I really love Sunny Falls AU, where she gets an apprentice. I don't remember who Sunny Fall gave her, but I just remember really loving how it turned out. When I first drew Brightfart, I made her laying down. Also, her scar looked really weird, so I quickly redrew her right before I posted her for the first time. And as much as I like her design now, I wish she was a little more saturated and her scar wasn't so weird looking. I'm gonna be honest, I really don't like how I drew the elders in this. I was gonna redraw them, but then I realized I don't care enough about them to do so. I feel bad for saying that, but like they're such like minor characters. I get that they're iconic, but like it's because they're like first art characters, you know what I mean? For all four designs, I basically followed what their wiki sprite looked like. I tried making them look as old as I could, even giving them like face lines and stuff. Maybe I'll redraw them in the future, but for now, here are the elders of the first arc. Also, I drew Dappletail and Speckletail by themselves, since I felt like they had more of a character than these four, but you'll see that in the next video. And that's part 1. Part 2 will probably be out in like a week or so, depending on when I get time. I have a very busy schedule, so I honestly have no idea when the next part will be up. But expect it to be soon, hopefully. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. If you want more of my content, you can watch my old videos and bully past me in the comments. I'm just kidding, please don't hurt feelings. But my content is there if you want to watch it. If you can, please like this video. I don't care about views or anything, but seeing someone like my video alerts a part of my monkey brain desperate for validation, so thank you. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll hopefully see you all in the next one. Bye! Also, I completely forgot to mention, cats from this video and all future videos are already posted on my Instagram and Twitter, or X, or whatever you want to call it. Whenever I reach 10k followers on Instagram, I'm gonna open commissions if I can, if I'm like able to when I hit it. So go check that out. Anyway, here's some other videos I hope you'll like. Okay, bye!